Good afternoon. Thank you for watching. If you are joining, we will be starting in about 5 minutes. We will start in about 5 minutes. All right, we'll be starting in a few minutes. Give me about 2 minutes and we'll be ready to roll. Voila. All right, so good afternoon, everybody, and welcome. My name is Dakisha Williams, your virtual COO, and today's training is about generating revenue so that you can fire yourself and hire a team. So most of you that are pretty much registered for the masterclass was a part of our challenge. We had a great time last week. I don't know about you. I can only speak for myself. We had a great time last week, and I think everyone learned a lot. Not only learned a lot about their business, but they learned a lot about themselves, about their clients, the ideal audience, what their gift can be. Yes, absolutely. If you are not in the Revenue Challenge group.com, make sure that you go and join the group. You guys can stay in the conversation as we go through the training. I know that we are also online, so hello to our online participants. So I'm going to try my best not to keep you guys long. You know, I like to be on time and thorough with our time, right? Everyone's time is greatly appreciated. So again, today's training is generate revenue and to fire yourself and hire a team. This is basically for individuals, number one, that participated in the challenge. And the reason that they participated in the challenge was because they were not sure of the activities that they should be doing or conducting in their business that are revenue generating activities. And so oftentimes we find ourselves where we are working on busy work is what I like to consider it. And we're not working on activities that are actually going to generate revenue for the business. And so when I say busy work, a lot of times, I mean, we can spend 3 or 4 days working on a landing page. Trust me, been there, done that, right? We can spend hours and hours trying to get our graphics correct. I can go through a list of things that, you know, by the time your day is over, you're like, whoo, I'm exhausted. I've been busy all day long. But in all actuality, have you made any money? Did that busy work or did the activity that you engaged in all day long actually generate revenue? So if you are stuck in business and you don't know, you know, what you should be really focusing on to help you generate activities, like some of the activities that we did in the Revenue Challenge, you know, hang in there, hang out with us today for about an hour or so. And I think you will really, really appreciate it. Most of you guys also that was a part of the Revenue Challenge, the reason that you became a part of the Revenue Challenge is because you are not meeting your financial goals. You're not meeting your financial obligations. What does that mean? That means that your business is not generating enough revenue to take care of you, your family, and the business itself, right? You're not generating enough revenue so that you can pay the bills in the business and also take care of your family, take care of you. Some of you guys want to walk away from a 9-to-5, but you're not generating enough revenue in business to do so. So that's the exact reason why you decided to join the Revenue Challenge. Another reason that sometimes we can have difficulties with our revenue is fear, right? Fear of failure. And actually, it was actually the opposite for me. It was a fear of success. And for me, I remember, you know, because I served and I worked with other organizations before I actually, you know, really focus on my business 100%. One of the things that really made me nervous when I started to really scale my business and grow my business is that we would expand so fast and so much that the quality and the lack of service would decrease. And I don't know if anyone else feels that way, right? But that was one of the biggest things for me that, you know, it wasn't necessarily a fear of failure, but I didn't want to necessarily grow too fast where the lack of service actually diminished because we were just growing so rapidly. So one of the things that we started to do was build out processes. So regardless of how fast, and Landy knows exactly what I'm talking about when we talk about our processes. So regardless, you know, how many clients we start to onboard, see, it's the fear of success. So yeah, so I have fear of failure, but fear of success as well. Because, you know, and it's funny because I know Landy, who's watching, has stepped out on faith as well, but also experience where you've been in that position where it's like, whoa, you know, I don't want to take on too much because I want to make sure that I provide quality service. So you guys are in the right place if you've ever experienced either fear of failure or the fear of success as well. Hey, Shanae, how are you? The last thing that I would say that if you are, you know, if you've experienced the lack of know-how, which basically you just don't know what you should be doing in business to generate revenue. Like literally, you've been in business, and I'll share a good example today, right? And one of the things, I was just doing an interview with a previous client of mine who may or may not be with us right now. But I was telling her that growing a business is like building a house. And a lot of times as entrepreneurs, we don't even realize that that the land that they build the house on has to be its perk. And I used to work in the financing industry. So that's the only reason why, you know, I kind of know about what it means to perk the land, perk the soil. And basically what that means is that they have to ensure that the land is stable enough to actually be able to sustain an actual house being built on that land, right? So your first 3 years, I'd say 0 to 3 years, you might as well imagine yourself being perked, right? So basically you're being poked and poked and poked to see if you can withstand the pain, the suffering, the hard work, the long nights, the early mornings. You know, can you sustain that in order to be in business, right? And then one of the things that I shared with her as well is that by year 3, 4, and 5, baby, you're just laying down the foundation. You're just laying down your foundation, really. And so by year 5, 6, and 7, you start to build the walls. Isn't that crazy? So literally, it takes time. You know, building a business takes time. That's one of the things that I definitely want to make sure that you guys understand. And so generating revenue in business takes time. You often hear that businesses, you know, it takes some time for you to actually generate a revenue or, you know, to create a profit in your business. Well, what does that mean, right? So when you think about it, I always like to refer back to the Mike Michalowicz book, The Profit First, or Profit First. And he actually says that all income that comes into the business, you pay the profit first. And in the book, they give the example of 15% profit. So you put to the side in a separate account 15% for profit, then you pay your business expenses, and everything else left is revenue, right? And so I love that interpretation because now you're paying yourself first. You know, when your business takes a profit, you're paying yourself first. And a lot of times we've always been taught, and I have an MBA. So I went to school and I have a major in finance, right? So, you know, in school, they teach you that, what is it? Revenue minus expenses equal profits is the actual other direction, right? In school, they teach you revenue minus expenses equals profits. But, and, you know, I really appreciate Mike Michalowicz for the book because now it's profits minus revenue, or profits minus expenses equals revenue, right? How awesome is that? So basically, when you pay yourself and your expenses, I mean, you need to stop right there. When you pay yourself and then your expenses, now you want to talk about revenue. And it's funny because I always say, and we were just talking about this as well, you know, you think about it and you see people online all the time, they talk about generating 6 figures in business and you know, and generating 6 figures is great, right? If you generate $100,000, are you keeping $100,000? I want you to think about that for a second. You generate $100,000 in business. Are you keeping $100,000? Now that's the golden question. So understanding the difference between profit, expenses, and revenue is very crucial to being a business owner and being a successful business owner where you are generating multiple six figures so that you can keep six figures. Okay. So when I say generate revenue, where you can generate revenue so you can fire yourself and hire a team. Well, what does that really mean? What do you mean fire myself? Well, at the end of the day, and I always like to share this quote, the quote says, if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go with others. And so if you want to go far in business, you want to build a team. And the reason why you want to build a team is because you want to take yourself out of the process where you are inundated with day-to-day operations or admin things, like things that are not at the highest and best use of your time. So it's not like you are focusing on revenue generating activities where you are having conversations with clients. So if you are the person that's building landing pages in your business, if you are the person that's building websites in your business, if you are the person that's putting together webinars, putting together the sequences, if you are that person, it is time to fire yourself. It's time to build a team. But most of the people that come into my space are not quite ready to build that team because they're not generating the revenue to do so. Excuse me for a second. So that's what I mean by firing yourself, right? Taking yourself out of the equation. Taking yourself out of the equation so that you can solely focus on revenue generating activities. And this is, I get excited because in the last 2 years, right, we've gone from our first 2 employees to about 11 people on our team. They do everything from social media to appointment setting, to graphics, to sequences. But Dakisha doesn't have to, unless necessary, right? Dakisha doesn't have to get into the crevices, right? Because I've built the foundation that they are working from. And that is my desire and my goal is to help you all get there in your business, regardless of the type of business or infrastructure that you have. Speak it, right, Shanae? I'm telling you, hey, Lanisha. So one of the things that I have found that it's difficult for people to generate revenue is because they cannot clearly articulate their vision. So I always tell people, if you cannot clearly articulate your vision, then you will never be able to sell it. And that basically means that you are struggling with your marketing message. And so therefore, people do not, I need an appointment setter for insurance. Listen, I'm telling you, my appointment setter scheduled 20 appointments. We closed 10% the first week that we actually brought them on board. So it's one of the best decisions that I ever made in business. But one of the things that individuals that are struggling with generating revenue is that they cannot get clear on their marketing message. And so, you know, I always say we promote the problem, service the solution. And I want you to type that if you are watching online or you're participating on the broadcast. Promote the problem and service the solution. Promote the problem and service the solution. Promote the problem and service the solution. Oftentimes, I see people that are promoting the solution, and people don't necessarily want to see that. They want to see that you understand their pain, and we're going to talk about that as we go through this masterclass. So if this is the first time that you are hearing the sound of my voice, my name is Dakisha Williams, your virtual COO, and we actually have online clients where we manage their day-to-day operations, promote the problem, service the solution. Fantastic. Thank you. We handle the day-to-day operations of our clients. And so what that basically means is that those particular clients already have a team, but they need to get out of the day-to-day operations. And so they need someone that can be able to help with strategy and implementation. And that's where our team comes in. So that is Dakisha Williams. I am a mother of 2. You guys know that my daughter, Lord have mercy, she is counting down the days to graduation, you guys. And my handsome son, who actually just left out of here from cooking, he was fixing himself some dinner. Jaden, football player, basketball player, and Deja is actually a competitive gymnast going to George Washington on a full scholarship. Okay. So I'm also a business strategist. So what that means is that I can help you basically take your idea to implementation. So, you know, it's all about implementing the strategy. A lot of times, I don't know about you guys, but a lot of times I'll get a vision at like 2 or 3 in the morning. I'm like, really, seriously? Why now? Right. But I have a tendency to keep like a notebook or something like that beside the bed, because an idea minus implementation equals irresponsibility and no income, to be quite honest with you. An idea minus implementation is irresponsible and no income, okay? So the goal is for business strategists is to help you implement. And I love to say that idea plus implementation equals income. Type that one, right? Idea plus implementation equals income. I love it. I love it. I love it. This is really funny because I absolutely love wine. I consider myself to be a wine connoisseur. I am a white wine lover and never been to a winery. So for my clients, I can sense a retreat at a winery coming up, right? Hashtag inner circle members, right? But absolutely love to travel. And absolutely, yeah, I don't know if I told you guys, but you know, I left corporate America 7 years ago. Hashtag longest leave ever. We're celebrating 7 years leave anniversary. All because my daughter said to me that I'd missed the first I missed the first week of school 3 years in a row. Hey, Felicia, I missed the first week of school three years in a row. And so I made the decision to go ahead and stay home so that I could be present for my children. So from that point, I've committed my life to, I've committed to a life of being a profit producer, hence the Profit Producers Group, right? All about generating profits in your business. So my big why is to help women to explore, create revenue strategies to provide and be present for their families. That is my story. So I too want to see that for my circle and my tribe, right? So 3 reasons that you guys are struggling. I want you to take notes. And we did touch on this just a little bit already. But here's what I found, even before the revenue challenge that we had. Oh my God, we had so much fun last week, right? You guys wore me out. But 3 reasons you're struggling to generate revenue. Struggle number 1 is really because of the marketing message. One of the things that I said earlier is to promote the problem and service the solution. A lot of times, and I fight with my clients on this all the time. I tell them to focus on the problem, right? Once you can really hone down on that problem, I'm telling you, you can do some miracle work in this world of entrepreneurship. Struggle number 2 is that oftentimes we miss the call to action. And that's one of the reasons why in the revenue challenge, the call to action was important. Now, of course, there's different ways that you can do a call to action, but at least having a call to action and giving them the next steps. Once you ask them to raise their hand, it's important that we give them the call to action. Well, what is it that you want to do? And you have to think about it. In this journey, a lot of time, our prospects, they don't really know what it is that we want them to do. So we have to guide them. It's kind of like, our children. We have to guide them. We have to tell them, okay, once you do this, do this. It's even like my daughter right now, she's going up to college, right? And I'm like, did you log in? Did you sign up for your classes? Did you get your room? So it's like one thing at a time, right? And that's basically what the call to action is. And so struggle number 3 is asking for the sale. Let's think about that one for a second. Struggle number 3 is asking for the sale. A lot of times, I've seen it happen. A lot of times we get them all the way through the process. We've got this, bomb lead magnet where they've already signed up for, they've gotten on our list. They even opted in for the number 1, the struggle is real. And then we get them on the phone, right? And then we do not ask for the sale. What do I mean by asking for the sale? Asking them if they are interested in moving forward with you. Like, come on. So that's struggle number 3. And I mean, a lot of times we have that struggle. So for you guys that are watching, you may not be able to text in, but I want you to write this down. And when we are finished the masterclass, I want you to text in the word revenue to 804-298-2846. 804, if you can type this down below for those that are watching. 804-298-2846. Text the word revenue at the end of the masterclass and you get a gift just for showing up. So let's talk about 7 ways to jumpstart your revenue generating activities or items. Let's talk about 7 ways to jumpstart your revenue generating activities. Y'all ready? All right, if you're ready, type 1. If you're ready, type 1. Fantastic. All right, do me a favor and stop seeking approval. Stop seeking approval. And my favorite quote is, until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life and you will call it fate. So one of the things that we oftentimes do is we seek for approval. You know, is the product perfect? Is the page perfect? Is my not necessarily my message, but you know, is my landing page perfect? Is my gift perfect? Like, let me tell you something. I probably have 14 gifts in my product suite, right? And that's because I've tried out like several gifts until one stuck. And to be honest with you, the 21-day revenue challenge was the first gift that stuck. And that was about 2.5 years ago, and over 300 people registered for the 21-day revenue challenge. So basically what you participated in last week was Revenue Challenge 2.0. To be quite honest with you, it's the second version. So sometimes you just got to put it out there and see if it works. And if it doesn't, what did I tell you to do, Landy? Tweak it. I ain't say twerk it. I said tweak it. Make sure you get that right. I said tweak it. Dakisha, though, you won't be telling nobody Dakisha on the broadcast telling you to twerk. No. So step number 1 is stop seeking approval. Number 2, kill the perfectionism, right? So number 1 is stop asking for approval. You've already been given the expertise and it's up to you to implement it. And number 2 is perfectionism. What do they call it? Perfection paralysis, right? And don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that you should put something, tweak it. Yeah, tweak it, right? I'm not saying that you should put something out there with a bunch of errors in it or grammatical errors or something like that, or something that's like half done. That's not what I'm telling you to do. But do the best that you can with what you have and launch. One of the things that people do not understand in this space of online business is you got to launch more than once. And that's what I'm excited about, the upcoming revenue masterclasses that we actually are going to teach the launch cycle for our participants. But they don't realize that you need like a 45 to 90 day window to actually launch for your upcoming program. A launch is, there's 3 parts to a launch, and it's the pre-launch, the launch, and then the post-launch, right? So that you need a 45 to 90 day window. And that's one of the things that people fail to understand when we talk about launching their products. Number 3 is prioritize pursuing your passion, okay? I was sharing earlier today that I started the movement, I Am My Priority. And the reason that I started that movement is because I was inundated with client work. I found myself spending a lot of time working on client work where I wasn't investing the time back in my business. And so, you know, somebody loves that movement, right? So you have to find the time to work in your business, even if you're working a 9 to 5, it does not matter. This is your passion. And so you have to prioritize and make the effort to actually put this first. If it's that important for you to change somebody's life, you'll put it top of the list for you. And then step number 4 is to make the decision to take action. This one, I don't understand this one, right? We all have these great ideas. We have these phenomenal ideas, and then we sit on them. You know, you decide not to launch for whatever reason. You, again, and it's fear. We talked about this at the beginning of the broadcast, the masterclass, right? A lot of times you have a decision, you have an idea, but you never take action, you never implement. Idea minus implementation equals irresponsibility and no income, and impossible to achieve your dreams and your goals. I'm just saying. So at what point, let me ask this question for those of you all that are under the sound of my voice. At what point do you become tired of being broke, busted, and disgusted? That sounds like something my pastor was saying. But seriously, at what point do you become tired of being broke, busted, and disgusted, where you actually make the decision to take action? And when you take action, it's the matter of taking the right action, the revenue generating activities, the phone calls, the webinars, right? Those are things that are going to position you to have a call to action. This is why this is so important to me. So what does it take for you to actually literally take the next step? Step number 5 is invest in your dream. Invest in your dream. And so one of the things that I realized is that you have to invest money in order to make money. And it's not so much, I was having a conversation with my mentor over the weekend, and it's not so much to cut the failure in half, because one of the things that he said that was really, you know, kind of stuck is that I would like for you to fail, because when you fail, you learn. So, but I want you to fail fast is what he said. And I was like, wow, right? So even though you invest in your dream so you can learn from the experts, right? You want to learn from people that have done it, been successful at doing it. But you want to learn at a pace in which you can make your mistakes and you can fail fast. When he said it, I was like, that makes sense. Because the more mistakes I made up front, the faster I learned, and the more I tweaked it in order to change it to get a different result. So step 5 is to invest in your dream. And you got to make money. No, in order to make money, you have to invest money. Step number 6 is focus on one thing. Now, I was reading the book, oh my goodness, The One Thing. I forgot the guy's name that actually wrote the book, but I was reading the book, The One Thing. And one of the things that I realized, you know, he's the founder of Keller Williams Realty, right? Know if you guys ever read this book, but he's the founder of Keller Williams. And during this time, you know, there was a struggle in the real estate industry. And so they had this meeting. They came up with 100 things on the list in the meeting, right? They started in the meeting and they said, okay, we're going to take this list of 100 things and we're going to get the list down to 10. All right. So all day long, they got the list down to 10, right? After they got the list down to 10, they said, pick one thing. And once you pick that one thing, we're going to focus on that one thing. That one thing turned that entire real estate company around. They actually wrote a book on The Millionaire Real Estate Agent, I think it was called, was his first book before he wrote the book, The One Thing. And the fact that the strategy that he used is actually what developed The One Thing book. And basically that means that, how does the quote go? It's like, stick to one thing like a stamp until it's delivered. Have you guys heard that one? Stick to one thing like a stamp until it's delivered. And so, you know, one of the things that I like to say is, what are you known for? So be known for one thing. Be known for one thing. What is the one thing that you are known for right now? Like, I know that the individuals that are watching right now, Felicia is known for credit. Felicia is known for financing and helping individuals to put themselves in a better situation financially. I know that Landy is all about anger management, right? All about inner self, helping you to be a better person. Not sure who else is on, but I want you to share with me. I know Dr. Doctor is all about all things communications, right? All things communication and organization. So if I didn't call your name, if I don't see you, I want you to tell me, what's the one thing? Like, share with me, what is your one thing? Super excited about it. Let me see. Stick to one thing. I see Lanisha Bracy says stick to one thing. Lanisha, what is that one thing that you are known for? What is that one thing that you are known for? I'm not sure if we had the opportunity to chat, but I'd love to know, what is the one thing that you are known for? And if I didn't call your name and you're watching, even if you're watching the replay, you know, stick to the one thing. And I'd like to know, what is that one thing for you? And so step number 7 is to develop a product launch. So one of the things that I shared with you is that a product launch comes in 3 parts. And so the 3 parts are the pre-launch, the launch, and then the post-launch. And so if you think about it, you guys participated in the revenue challenge, right? So initially the revenue challenge was a lead magnet. And so what did I have you do as you walk through the revenue challenge? What did I have you do? I had you to fill out you went to a website, or you went to a landing page, right? You went to a landing page, you completed your name, your telephone number and everything. You gave me your email address. From that point, two things happened simultaneously. Number one, you received an email with confirmation that you were a part of the revenue challenge, but you were also directed to a thank you page. Depending on when you were directed to the thank you page, there was a button on that page to join the group. So that was a call to action, okay? And this is all a part, like we literally had to set up all of these steps. Like I'm literally giving you the steps that we set up to have a successful revenue challenge. Okay, so we did that, a few weeks prior to the actual launch. We gave about a week, maybe a week and a half to promote the launch. That meant live streams, periscopes, webinars, all to promote the actual revenue challenge. This is all pre-launch. Oh, she's known for being a good mother. You know what? And I thought I was being a good mother until my daughter told me that I missed the first week of school 3 times. So then I left my job so that I could be a good mother too, Lanisha. Fantastic. I love it. She says, I'm known for being a good mom and an encourager. I think you have a program, if I'm not mistaken, you have a program that supports mothers, if I'm not mistaken. But going back to the launch strategy for the revenue challenge, right? Because you also need to have a community. You have to have a tribe. You have to have a community. And so even with the revenue challenge, this is like the this is the second version of the revenue challenge, which we've done it before back in 2015, where it was a series of 21 videos, because they say it takes 21 days to create a habit, right? And I mean, over 300 people signed up for it. And so I decided to tweak it. And this was 3 years ago, guys. I decided to tweak the revenue challenge and change it just a tad bit. And we literally had over 100 people join the revenue challenge. Oh, no, I'm sorry. We literally had 100 people join the revenue challenge in less than 7 days. And so I did 300, and you think 300 is a great number, but you're talking about 300 over a course of 2-3 years. But to have 100 people join in a week, we had the highest level of engagement in this Facebook group that I've seen in my career, based on the participants and the activities. Then you have to think about once the challenge actually launched, you guys, right? Launch. We did a live training every single day. There was activities that were released to the participants every morning around 9 a.m. I think one day I actually scheduled to go out at 9 the following day. So we almost missed an assignment. So again, you don't want to have the perfection paralysis. And so we had the live trainings. Then you have the email sequences. So a launch is not just what you see people going online and talking about a program or doing a challenge. There's so many other, what? Okay. All right. Of course, that's my son in the middle of a math class. But it's not all about what you see online, but it's also what you don't see behind the scenes that is very relevant to a product launch. And so that's one of the reasons why actually having a product launch set up is, it's super important for you all to generate revenue, because there's a process that a lot of people do not understand that takes place when you are launching a particular product. So I can remember being at one of the largest Black networking conferences in the United States, and I was working with an organization and I was on the sales team. And so, oh my goodness, I was supposed to be selling a product and I just was having a hard time. And so I went back to my hotel, wasn't in ATL. No, this was PNC, and this was at the National Harbor a few years ago, probably 2 years ago. And so I was having a very, very hard time selling. And so I got really frustrated and really upset. And I went back and I thought about it. I said, you know what? You're overthinking it. You're overcomplicating a simplistic process, okay? And so I literally told myself, I was like, Dakisha, you're better than this. You got this. You're good at this. You know exactly what you're doing, right? The next day, could make it up if I tried. The next day, I went right back to the same conference, had conversations again, and actually sold a $5,000 program. So a lot of times what we're telling ourselves, we can do self-sabotage and we don't even realize that we're doing self-sabotage. But one of the things that blocks our own blessing is what we tell ourselves and what we believe in ourselves. Okay. So that's why, I'm excited, because when I get to work with this next group of 10 individuals, we're going to work past you blocking your own blessings. We're going to work past you in your product launch. And so I'd like to extend the invitation for you guys to join what I call the I Quit Masterclass. It's the Revenue Masterclass. And we're literally I'm going to share with you what the modules are. You can go to the revenuemasterclass.com and you can kind of go through the modules with me. But it's the I Quit Masterclass, and overcomplicating a simplistic process, right? But the reason why I consider it to be the I Quit Masterclass is because once you go through these particular processes and you have a successful launch, you will be able to generate enough revenue in your business so that you can actually start to hire a team. And I know that some of you guys that are with me in my inner circle, you guys already have started hiring team. And I absolutely am so super proud of each of my inner circle members that are watching, regardless if you're the sound of my voice right now or if you're watching the replay. But the first module, and I really sat down and I thought about what we would actually go through. And I'm excited because in module 1, listen very closely. In module 1, we're going to be creating a list building lead magnet. I want you to listen to the words. It's a list building lead magnet. So this lead magnet is just not something for you to post on social media, but I want it to be a magnetic lead magnet where people are actually raising their hand. So we really have to get clear on what it is that you do in your business, who it is that you serve, so that we can get crystal clear on their pain points, right? And the solutions that you provide, so that we can understand who you serve and how you serve, so that your lead magnet can answer one question at a time. And I truly believe you need to have a minimum of 3 to 5 lead magnets, right? And each of them should be 100% different, because each lead magnet may resonate with someone differently. And so just because you posted something yesterday or last week or last month and you received crickets, right? That means that you need to alter your message. It's not resonating with your audience. That means that there's a disconnect with your audience and they're not raising their hand and saying, I want to work with Landy. I want to work with Lanisha. I want to work with Felicia. I want to work with Dr. So module number 1 is going to be where we actually create a list building lead magnet, Module number 2 is create your profitable product suite. Listen to me again, your profitable product suite. One of the questions that I got last week in the revenue challenge was, do I need to have a product for every single solution? Do I need to have a product for every single solution? And the answer is, you need to have a core offer, but you need to decide how you want to show up and how you want to work with your clients. What does that mean? Everyone may not be at a position to afford your core offer. So you need to have it available at different product level suites. Well, what does that mean? You may have someone that's like me. All you have to do is tell me exactly what to do and I'm gone, right? I'm an implementer. Unless I have questions, just give me my direction and let me go. That's just me. And that's not for every program. Trust me, I've invested in core offers. I've invested in done with yous, and I definitely have invested in a do-it-yourself, right? So that's what I want to help you do. I want to help you put together your product suite where you have the different tiers. I call them product tiers, where someone can make the decision to work with you at the level that is best suited for their financial needs. I'm not a person that's going to put you in something that I know that you cannot afford. Baby, if your finances are not right, I don't want you to miss your mortgage payment to work with Dakisha, because let me tell you something. I can't sleep at night if you're not paying your mortgage, because you're going to be worried in the program, right? Because you can't pay your bills. So when you do that, you lose sight, you cannot focus, and you cannot be creative because you're worrying about everything else at home. So that is why having a profitable product suite is perfect for your ideal client, right? Start where they are, meet them where they are. And I'm not just saying that you have to have like this whole suite of low ticket items. No. And here's another thing. And I know I'm probably stepping on everybody's toes right now because I'm very passionate about this piece. This is also going to help you charge your worth, because some of you are out here and you're not charging your worth because you don't even realize that you're worth more than what you're charging. I think y'all need to stop right there. And can I get an amen, Pastor? I'm just kidding. But no, seriously, this will help you to understand how to truly charge your worth, so that you guys will feel comfortable when someone has a conversation, when you have a sales conversation, that you give your price and you shut up. So last 2 weeks ago, one of my accountability partners helped me with my $25,000 discovery a conversation guide, right? There's a conversation guide that you have when you're talking to someone about a $25,000 product. They have to actually apply to even have that conversation with you. Landy feel me. She knows exactly what I'm talking about. And so in that conversation guide, it specifically says to offer the price and shut up. And that's exactly what I did. I shut up. I said, there's a $25,000 investment. Right? And they say, if you speak first, you lose. Like, so, and I want you guys to be comfortable. If you offer $19.97, $9.97, I want you to be comfortable enough to offer that and then shut up. Like literally. Okay. Module number 3 is how to use social media and webinars to build a tribe. One of the things that we were super excited about is that in less than 7 days, we had 100 people that literally registered to be a part of the challenge. So imagine if we did that every single day. We could add 100 people every week for 52 weeks. How exciting would that be in business? So what we've did is we've determined the strategy on how to use social media and webinars to build our tribe. And we're going to show you exactly how to do that in module number 3. Module number 4 is craft a membership program as a down sale. Most of you all do not have a membership-based program. It's like a continuity program. I mean, if you're under the sound of my voice, how awesome would it be for you to be receiving income regardless of the day of the week that it is on a consistent basis? Like, would that help your business if you receive $100 from 10 people every month until they decide to cancel? Like, who am I helping right now? And so a lot of you don't understand how to create your program, your product suite, where there's a membership program that you have as an actual down sale. Like, it's non-negotiable in this space. And that is how you build passive income. You are building passive income because people are purchasing your products, your services, right? And then once they hit the button, they get access to your membership program where the videos are already there. And if we're going to walk through your program, we're going to walk through developing your program. Might as well show you how to upload it and make automated money. Hello? I don't know who's hearing this, but this is for somebody, right? And then I'm sorry. I can't let you leave any of my program without me showing you how to build a 6-figure team. Landy already knows. You know I'm going to always show you how to build a 6-figure team. I'm going to share with you who needs to be on your team, where you need to find them, what are some of the things that you need to do in order to get me. That's me. Everything. Oh, What are some of the things that you need to do to get these people on your team, how to successfully train them, how to put the processes in place to actually onboard them. Like I'm telling you, y'all, entrepreneurship may look easy, but there's processes that you don't realize that are helping us be successful. Module number 6, here's where it gets fun. This is where you automate your business. And I used to teach the SASE model. But module number 6 is how to systematize your business in 90 days. How to systematize your business in 90 days. Well, what does that mean? How do you actually put a system in place so that you can do the same activities every time without all the labor, right? How do you put a process in place where you can repeat the same activities without you manually doing the labor, right? So how to systematize your business. And let me tell you what the SASE business model is. Y'all write this one down. So number 1 starts out with strategy. You have to have a strategy in place in order to implement, right? Number 2 is automation. This is SASE, is the acronym for the SASE model. And this is how I help my clients. Landy will tell you, right? We believe in automation. If you do something 3 times, you need to figure out a way to automate it. So how can we automate these processes in your business, right? Then you need to systematize. So you have to have systems in place. I think Landy was in the CEO Success Systems class where we talked about relationship systems, communication systems, delivery systems, your money systems, your finance systems. Woo, right? There's module number 6, systematize. Yes, baby. And so we talk about how to systematize your business, how to implement these systems in your business so that you can do your launches and launch your products and have a system in place that will make it so much easier. I don't know. Maybe I just want to continue to keep doing hard work. Not your girl, Dakisha Williams, not the COO. Like I told you, my desire is to be able to, in January, travel with my daughter when she's going on her collegiate meets. I'm looking to replace myself. So I have processes and we are building. We pretty much have our systems built out about 80%, right? So module number 6 is how to systematize. So here are the bonuses for those that decide to join today. And I actually probably will take this video down tonight at midnight, especially online, because I had not planned on going live. But for those that sign up today before midnight, you get the bonus of the new client onboarding kit. This is an entire system of your sales system, right? So after you get a new client, there is a system in place that you onboard your new clients. You ever heard of onboarding your own clients? Yeah. So we have a new client onboarding system completely set up where you can just, it's a template, you can take it, make it yours, and onboard your new clients. All right. So bonus number 2, client nurturing system. Client nurturing system. Here, let me tell you. There is nothing like being able to stay in contact with your client and let them know what's going on their projects, on their accounts, whatever it is that you're working with. One of the greatest things that we did was implement a nurturing system to keep in contact with our clients and let them know that we are working on their account or on their project, right? So regardless the setup of your system, the setup of your platform, the setup of your business, having a client nurturing system is very, very important. So I'll go back through the modules. Module number 1 is creating a list building lead magnet, a list building lead magnet. Module number 2 is to create your profitable product suite. Module number 3 is how to use social media and webinars to build a tribe. Module number 4, craft a membership program as a downsell. Everyone's not going to be ready for your core product, but you always want to have some type of membership program as a downsell. Module number 5, how to build a 6-figure team. How to build a 6-figure team. Module number 6, how to systematize your business in 90 days. The class is 6 live sessions with your girl, Dakisha Williams. I said live sessions. So that means that I'll be there with you during this process. And we're going to talk about, your business and how to implement these 6 modules. And then the bonus for those of you all decide to take that leap of faith today, You get the new client onboarding kit and the client nurturing system. Now, you can go over to the revenuemasterclass.com, go ahead, take the leap of faith, join the class, and we will get started on June the 4th, I want to add some more bonuses, but I need your help. So I put a post out in the Revenue Challenge group, and here's what I want from you. I want you to go in the post, go in the group, type on the post or comment below, what other bonuses would you like to see in the program? What other bonuses would you like to see in the program? So again, I want you to go over to the revenuemasterclass.com. That's the revenuemasterclass.com. I just gave y'all a whole lot of goodies for a sweet little price. So I don't think I'll share the price. The price is $697. I'm going to go over to the Revenue Masterclass myself, the Revenue Masterclass. So, but I hooked y'all up. I gave y'all a nice payment plan. Oh, how could I forget? There's a VIP level. So there's a VIP level for those of you all that want to take a bigger leap, right? The VIP level is all about the individual who you get the live training. So you'll get the regular class. But with the VIP, they'll actually get, you'll actually get a 45-minute a strategic session, right? I map out the entire strategy for my clients in a 90-minute strategy session. So we're going to do a 45-minute. You're already working with me in class. So I'm going to have an idea about your business. So, and we're going to talk. So you only need 45 minutes and I can pretty much tell you exactly what you need to map. We're going to map it out. I'll map it out and lay it out step by step by step. I'm telling you, when I saw the first one that I did, I was like, oh my God, I'm impressed, right? And ask Vanessa. Vanessa will tell you, I was like, oh my God, this is the bomb. But you'll get a 90-day strategic plan from your 45-minute jumpstart strategy session with Dakisha. We're also going to give you remember I told you that my accountability partner did a conversation guide for $25,000 product. We are going to give the template to our VIP members, plus a sales journal and a conversation with Dr. Nadia Brown, our sales expert, so that you can build the comfort level. So when you offer your $997 or $1997, you'll get that in our VIP access. So each of those items are listed on the Revenue Masterclass. So there's a 6-pay option for each. Or if you want to save some coins, some money, you can actually do the pay in full. It's up to you. No big deal for me. Either way, I would absolutely love to have you enroll in our upcoming Revenue Masterclass starting on June 4th. If you have any questions, please go over to the Revenue Challenge group and ask your questions. I'll be hanging out in the group for a little while longer, but I appreciate you spending this time with me. This is Dakisha Williams, your virtual COO, and I have thoroughly enjoyed hanging out with you on today. God bless you, and I'll see you on the other side.